It is so cold in New York right now. Man, temperatures are like R. Kelly, man. In the teens, you hear me? Intro.
You should come rolling my
Yo, what up? My name is Vladimir Riché from chaseandrouter.com. A couple weeks ago, somebody hit me up on Instagram and they had asked me what type of shoes do I typically wear with my suits in the fall and winter. He lives in Montreal where they get like really bad weather. But I told him typically in the fall and winter, my go-to shoes are usually suede shoes. And he was really shocked because he's thinking that suede mixing with snow is really not a good look. Where to me, it's the opposite. Suede shoes are really resilient shoes. So you do have to treat them prior to taking them out. You have to put waterproof spray on them versus leather, you don't have to do that. But the great thing about putting waterproof spray on your suede shoes is that you can easily wear them in the winter. You can wear them in the snow and you don't have to worry about the snow getting on the shoes. It just beats right off, you know what I mean? So this is exactly what we're talking about today. The best type of shoes that I wear in the fall and winter. Speaking of, man, about a month ago, I did an unboxing of a pair of split-toe derbies from Sons of Henry. In that video, I mentioned how the split-toe derbies weren't my first option. The shoes that I wanted originally were a pair of Mech Suede Adelaide. But Tom, the owner of Sons of Henry, thought that showcasing a pair of split-toe derbies would be a better look for his brand because this is the style of shoes that he's mostly known for. But I'm glad that we went that route because one, I didn't own a pair of split-toe derbies even though I kind of always wanted one. And two, those shoes are absolutely incredible. But you didn't think that I didn't get the Mech Suede, did you? Of course I got the Mech Suede, man. If you guys know me, you know how I feel about suede, you know? The very first unboxing that I did, actually my second video ever, was a pair of suede shoes from Carmina. So yeah, without further ado, these are the best shoes that you can wear with your suits in the fall and winter. So you guys should be pretty familiar with the Sons of Henry box. So blue box with light gray lettering. And it says Sons of Henry on the box. And just like the last pair, it also comes with a polishing cloth. Even though it's suede, you're not going to be polishing it. But you can never have too many good quality polishing cloths because not all shoes come with them. So it's always good to have some spare ones. And the shoes come in 2 shoe bags. Like I've seen certain shoemakers putting just one big shoe bag. I mean, I guess it's cool, but the bad thing with having one big shoe bag is that the shoes might rub against each other. So if you're transporting those shoes somewhere just using the bags, they could be rubbing against each other, which is not always a good thing. So, and let's get the shoes out, man. Too. And these are the shoes, man. So this particular shade is called a Mech Suede. It's a dark brown, but not the darkest brown that you've ever seen. But it's still dark enough that you can wear it with navy or charcoal or medium gray. This style of shoes, like I was saying, is called an Adelaide because of the way the throat is right here and how it goes back. This is a cap toe. You guys know how I feel about my cap toes. These shoes have a closed channel sole, meaning that you can't see the stitching on the sole. That's a really nice feature for a shoe in this price point. As we discussed before, Sons of Henry shoes retail for around $325. So these shoes are an absolute steal for that price. As soon as Tom announced his fall and winter lineup, and I saw that there was going to be a suede Adelaide, I was already intrigued. I reached out to Tom. He had sent me the picture of the suede to see the color of it, and I couldn't wait to actually see what they look like. So these shoes are absolutely incredible. So this is an Adelaide with a pig heel counter, as you can see right here. I've wanted a pair of suede Adelaide with a pig heel counter ever since like 4 or 5 years ago when I saw one from Enzo Bonafé. The one that I saw was in a very similar shade of brown. As you probably already know, I have the same exact style of shoes from Enzo Bonafé in a burgundy leather. I did an unboxing for these shoes before. If you haven't seen it, you can click somewhere up here and also include it in the description. The Enzo Bonafé makeup that I saw a couple years ago was one of the best ones. So I've always wanted one of those, but nobody was carrying that style in that color. So I was kind of waiting for another maker or Enzo Bonafé itself to make a similar shoe. And this is perfect, man. So this is exactly what I was looking for. This one is also in a soft square last, just like the one from Enzo Bonafé that I saw before. These shoes are an incredible value. I would gladly pay $500–600 for these shoes, man, without a problem. These shoes only retail for $325. As you see, it says Sons of Henry on the inside, and it has my size at the bottom, which is a 7 UK. I really love how the waist is cut. It's very well defined, and the quality of the suede is really smooth. These shoes would go perfect with your flannel suits. Like for example, right now I'm wearing a charcoal flannel suit, and even though once again this is not the darkest brown, but these shoes would go perfectly with this shade of gray that I'm wearing right now. Just to show you the difference, the second video I've ever released was an unboxing of a pair of Carmina suede in dark brown. So these shoes aren't as dark as those shoes. As a matter of fact, let me show you both of them side by side and you can see the difference. Because this color is kind of hard to decipher. Like the color from the website and the color of the shoes is slightly different. So let me just show you real quick. So these are the pair of Carmina suede that I've unboxed before. And as you can see, the Carmina is a little bit darker than the Sons of Henry. But right here side by side, you have the rain last and you have the soft square last from Sons of Henry. The last two are actually very similar. Carmina, as you know, retail for $450. Sons of Henry retail for $325. Both shoes are Goodyear welted, and the quality of the leather looks to me like it's very similar, although I do have to spend more time with the Sons of Henry shoes to really tell, as Carmina has some of the best suede on the market regardless of price point. So now back to the Sons of Henry shoes. It has some broguing on it. As you can see, the broguing along the cap toe, the broguing along the throat, and also the broguing along the counter. This type of suede is called a mech suede. They also have a split toe derby in this exact leather, so I would definitely recommend that as well. And of course they come with flat laces. I do love all my shoes with flat laces, as you already know. And this is the perfect type of shoes to wear for the fall and winter. Personally, in the fall and winter, I really only wear flannel suits. And there's something about suede and flannel that just goes together perfectly. As far as the fit, this is my first pair of Sons of Henry in this last, and it fits me perfectly right out the box. It's very comfortable. I don't feel like it's going to be much of a breaking period with these shoes. I do have a high-end step, but these shoes also do have a high-end step, so that wasn't a problem there at all. I would say they have a slightly higher end step than Carmina Rain, and maybe a little bit lower than Enzo Bonafé on the 946 last. But yeah, these shoes are incredible. I've wanted these shoes since they were announced, even before seeing them, so I'm very happy to have them in my possession. And that's exactly what I had in mind. They definitely filled that void for me. I didn't have a pair of suede Adelaide before. This is my first one. People always ask me which shoes are my favorite. I don't know if I really have a favorite, but these are definitely in my top 5 for sure. Actually, I'm thinking about doing a video like my top 5 or my top 3 favorite shoes. So if I do end up making that video, don't be surprised if you see these shoes in that countdown, man. These shoes are really incredible. As I mentioned in my last unboxing of the shoes from Sons of Henry, they source some of the best leather, especially for shoes at this price point, and the mech suede is no different. At $325, I don't think that you can do any better than these shoes. Unfortunately, these shoes are sold out, so you're not going to find any of them on the website at the moment. But the good news is, if there's enough interest, I'm sure that Tom wouldn't mind running another one of these. So hopefully this video can light the fire under some of you, and you can request for Tom to make another one of these. Also, a lot of guys reached out to me saying that they couldn't find their size, because the biggest size that Sons of Henry usually carry is around 10.5. Sons of Henry is a new brand. They've only been around for just over a year, so there's really no need for Sons of Henry to carry a bunch of different sizes, where most of the ones that they sell are between a 7, and a 10. But I know some guys reached out to me saying that they couldn't find their sizes. The great thing with that is when the shoes are on the pre-order stage, you can order any size you want. So if there's enough interest for Sons of Henry to bring this makeup back, you'll be able to pre-order it at the size that you want. So that way, let's say you wear like an 11 or 12 UK, you can definitely order the shoes in that size and they can make them for you. Yeah, these shoes are incredible, man, but yeah, unfortunately they're all gone now. Speaking of shoes, a couple weeks ago I showed you guys the pair of shoes that I usually wear the most to work. It was a pair of Carlos Santos shoes that was badly in need of some TLC. I actually got the shoes back, so I told you that I wanted to do a before and after, and here's what they look like now. So these are my dark brown plain Capto Oxford from Carlos Santos. The last time I showed you these shoes, they were badly in need of some care. The heel was worn out all the way pretty much. And as you can see right now, we have brand new heel on these shoes. It's all even now. They even put a shine on the shoes for me. More importantly, if you remember, the bottom was pretty bad, especially on the left shoe. And this is what the bottom looks like now. So this one. That's one great thing about having shoes that are Goodyear welted as opposed to, let's say, Blake Stitch or some other type of construction. You can easily find a cobbler that can do the job. These shoes get a lot of wear. As you can see, they develop a nice patina over time. That's one thing about shoes. The more you wear them, the better they look. Can't wait to put these babies back on the road, man. But yeah, these are my Carlos Santos shoes, and I'm glad to get them back. So that was like a 3 for the price of 1, man. I showed you my Sons of Henry shoes. I bought back the Carmina double monk strap. And then also you seeing the shoes that I wear the most. The after of the Carlos Santos shoes that I got back from the Cobbler. Also, you get a 5% discount on any shoes from Sons of Henry if you use the code VLAD, VLAD. Just in case if you forget, I'll also include it in the description. But yeah, use code VLAD at Sons of Henry to get 5% off your order. Man, these shoes are crazy. You did it again, Tom. Man, this is ridiculous, man. So that was the unboxing of the best type of shoes to wear with your suits in the fall and winter. Hit the thumbs up if you like this video. Subscribe, or everybody gonna think that you're a hater. And I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.